Power Automate is a whole nother world that small, medium-sized businesses can use to automate certain things. So for example, you want a certain process to happen, like, okay, I need this thing to be PDF'd once this document comes in automatically. All that stuff you can actually automate. If this, then that, when all of that through your email. And a lot of people don't use the Power Automate component of Microsoft a lot to automate a lot of their tasks.
When you're running a business, there's so many little things that can just suck your time, right? Little things that can be easily automated. CEO of tTech, Reckord, is here to tell us how we can automate some of these processes on this episode of Money Moves, JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Hi, Chris. Welcome back to Money Moves, JA.
Thanks, Khalila.
So today we're talking about automations, and there's so many business processes that we can automate to make life easier and to make ourselves less busy. So we can focus on the work of actually creation. So give us some ideas of things that we can actually automate in our business.
So I kind of categorize them in three big areas. You could use your email system and everything that happens with email, and you can automate a fair amount of that process. Then of course, if a small and medium-sized business has a PBX system or any sort of phone system, there's a fair amount of technologies that are out there that can automate responses along with for voice. And then last but not least, the big category that most people are now using is whether it's chat, text, WhatsApp, any kind of messaging, and almost every platform now has messaging. So whether you're using Instagram, Facebook,
WhatsApp is a big one.
All of those have there are technologies out there that will allow you to automate response. So let's start talking about the first one, which is email. Most of us use or know how to use auto replies, out of office replies. So that's kind of relatively easy, that's simple. Some people use Gmail, some people use Office 365, Outlook.
Right.
Within each of these systems, there are automated responses, automated prompts. I'm an Outlook user, so I'll kind of share some of the things that I use. So there's things to prompt me, and there's things in terms of response to the customer. So one of the things I use to prompt me, I have special things set up so that when certain people email me, it pops up on the screen. So I always see that person's email, and I'm not gonna. I have color coding. If an email is sent to me directly and I'm the only one in the two line, it's red, right? Versus other emails that come in and I'm in the copy line, then it turns to a different color. Those are not priority. I read them later on, right? So things like that. So that stuff helping you. But in terms of response now, automated out of office, I mentioned that earlier, that's there. But you can also have custom out of office for special people. You can actually go in, put special email addresses. You're on vacation, you're really trying to disconnect, but you have this deal that's coming in that, look, you must get this one. So you have certain prompts set up for that specific person. Hey, I'm out of office today. I am definitely going to get back to you by end of the day today, such and such. And then that can be sent to you. Every other alternative address you have. So those are things that are built in terms of automation for email. Now, again,
Gmail has similar things. They call them filters.
Exactly.
So it's very, very helpful. For me, right now I'm hiring. And so when you're hiring, you get a flood of emails it crowds out everything else in your inbox. So you can just send them specifically to a tab, and then you just open that tab when you're ready.
And just focus on those things. So with the Office 365 world, I mean, I'm more of a Microsoft person than Gmail. I do have both, right? You have this whole complete, this technology that comes with Office called Power Automate. So there's a whole...
Power
Automate. There's a whole nother world that small, medium-sized businesses can use to automate certain things. So for example, you want a certain process to happen, like, okay, I need this thing to be PDF'd once this document comes in automatically. All that stuff you can actually automate. If this, then that, when all of that through your email. And a lot of people don't use the Power Automate component of Microsoft a lot to automate a lot of their tasks. Look, small and medium-sized business, we have a lot of processes, and all we need to do is kind of declutter in your mind, move the processes that are meaningful to the organization, firstly document them. You need to make sure that they're working first, because you don't want to automate foolishness, and then know you test the automation. So that's a fair amount of things that can happen with email.
Because you waste so much time. The little 5 minutes, 10 minutes add up throughout the day.
Tremendous amount of time. In terms of voice now, so our organization, we implement PBXs for customers, and a tremendous amount of the time is spent programming IVRs, interactive voice response systems.
That's the press 1 for so-and-so, press 2 for...
That is correct. So with the plethora of open source, a fair amount of enterprise technology has now been squashed right down into small and medium-sized business feedback systems that a smaller micro business can have the same sort of feel as an enterprise, right? Because a lot of the technology is now easily available. So that same, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, that's one. Also, there's also voice response where you could just, and you may have experienced it, you call somewhere, please say your account number, and you say the account number and it takes you straight. So there's technologies that are there that will automatically
Where do you
respond.
go to get that stuff?
So it is important that your needs analysis is crystal clear because you will have to be very specific around that type of technology. So most PBX providers, yes, we tTech provide PBXs, but a Digicel and a Flow and all the major organizations out there that provide PBXs, you just have to say the type of features that you want in there. Almost all the entry-level systems come with basic IVR, right? But if you want the voice response, that's sometimes an additional module that usually costs a little bit more money. And you can do that in phase 2, phase 3 of your projects, right? Of course, remember the whole world is switching to cloud. So there's a fair amount of technologies out there, cloud PBX systems, that again, you can just click on options when you want them to turn on and have them available to. But somebody has to program them. Your processes have to be ready manually first. You have to test whatever processes you have in the organization. You come into record the show, what happens first? Your assistant sends out a message, you got confirmation, all of those processes have to be there first before you automate it, right? So it spoke about email responses, we spoke about some sort of IVR. The interesting, sexy one now is whole, let's call it, whether it's commerce interactive or conversational commerce. So this is now where you have, let's say, have you switched your account from WhatsApp to WhatsApp Business?
Not yet.
Okay. So what I did, I have my personal phone with regular WhatsApp, and then on my business phone, I switched to WhatsApp Business, and that's a whole new set of options that you have available to you. You can set it up to auto response depending on the time of the day. So let's say your business opens from this time to this time, a certain message goes out. When it's close time, another message goes out. Now you can even set up keywords that if certain keywords are asked, you have an automated message. So that's some basic stuff that comes along, for example, in WhatsApp Business. And there's some people, of course, with all the technologies that are out there that are using them way more than others, right? You have third-party apps now that do very, very similar to that. So I know there's one person I was talking to this weekend, an organization called Shift Interactive. Didn't heard of them before.
Jamaican company.
So they're based in Jamaica. I don't know if it's an affiliate of an overseas or not, but Shift Interactive. So they're actually on the ground here building some, whether it's configuring or building some technologies around auto response for chat. So whether it's chat in WhatsApp, chat
useful.
in Messenger, chat in
Instagram,
Facebook,
Messenger.
all of these various tools.
Yeah, because that's the problem that we have in my business.
Lots
we
of
get a
people.
lot of messages, people asking the same question over and over, and it takes so much time to manually respond to each one. So there are things that can automate that?
Yes. So your regular questions you get, you list them all out, and everybody goes through and say, yep, these are the questions we're getting regularly. And then you set up your nice responses, and that's what happens. With this, the gentleman that was explaining to me about Shift Interactive, they actually have taken it another step. So not just a response, right? So his world, he was more talking about an insurance company. And something happens to your car, you're on the road, you take a picture, you could send it to a WhatsApp number, and things start to happen at the same time, midnight, whatever time. A form is sent to you automatically. So it's just not an auto response just for text. It's now some set of things that start to happen. Before the show, we're talking about another app called
ManyChat.
ManyChat.
Yeah.
So ManyChat, very similar. ManyChat is very conversational. ManyChat speaks, and I think it's a business partner with Meta, and on the Meta is now Facebook and Instagram.
They call them bots, so you can set up
Chatbots,
bots to
right? So chatbots. So a fair amount of organizations, apps now have chatbots that you can turn on, and yeah, they help tremendously take you out of the mix and allow you to be focusing on more meaningful things while these automated things happen. So that's a high level email, voice, and of course chat using all of these apps.
So we spoke about communication. So these are some of the communications things that we can automate. So what other categories do you have that you can look at?
So the other big one is if you have a website, because not a lot of people have websites these days, people have an Instagram page or something like that. But if you happen to have a website, interaction to your organization can come to your website. And yes, there are chatbots that your web developer, you can actually ask them to include that, because you've probably experienced it. Go to that website, and the instant you go there, something pops up.
Right.
Hey, how can I help you? Right. Again, all the questions are there because they have the regular 100 questions that they get, and you can also put that in. So that is web, that is text, that is voice, and then that's also email. So there's a lot of stuff you can automate, and sadly, most people are not using a lot of these features.
Thank you so much, Chris. These were great tips.
You're most welcome, Kalila, anytime.
All right.
Here's a recap of Christopher's key points. One key feature of Office 365 Power Automate is it shifts through emails that are not considered priority and makes the important ones appear at the top. Interactive voice response systems, known as IVR, is easy to set up in Jamaica. You just need to know what specifically your company is trying to achieve. PBX providers like Digicel or Flow can assist with this setup. Conversational commerce allows businesses to communicate directly with customers via text or voice in real time by using messaging apps, personalized texts, push notifications, and chatbots or AI assistants. For example, WhatsApp Business allows you to alert customers automatically when your business is opened and closed.
That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. I'm Kalila Reynolds. You can visit my website, KalilaReynolds.com, for a full summary of this episode, and visit EXIMBankJA.com. See you next time.